everybody, it's me, Jimmy Flowershy, and I thought I'd come on here and do an honest review on how the Philadelphia Flyers, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, and the Reading Royals are doing so far this season. Let's start off with the Philadelphia Flyers. In the month of October, the Philadelphia Flyers were struggling early in the season. Their first win of the season was against the Vancouver Canucks in Vancouver. Then they lost to the Seattle Kraken. Then they lost to the Edmonton Oilers. Then they lost to the Calgary Flames. They lost to the Edmonton Oilers. And they lost to the Seattle Kraken. Flyers returned home for the home opener and were shut out by the Vancouver Canucks. Flyers then faced off against the Washington Capitals for a home-and-home series. Flyers lost to the Caps at home, then lost to the Caps in the next game in Washington. Although the Flyers fought back to make it a one-goal game, Washington was able to get 2 empty net goals, stealing the deal for them and getting the victory. Shortly after that, Flyers faced off again. Flyers came back home to face off against the Minnesota Wild. Flyers got a huge victory over the Wild, a 7-4 victory over the Minnesota, or 7-5 victory over the Minnesota Wild. Then the Flyers faced off again at home against the Montreal Canadiens. They were beaten 4-1. This is when Sam Ersson went down to injury. And then Flyers went to Carolina to play the Carolina Hurricanes. They lost that game. Flyers were able to tie it at 4-4 in the third period. But it was Carolina who got the last minute goal to give them the 5-4 victory over the Flyers. Flyers then faced off against the Tampa Bay Lightning in a game in which Ivan Fedotov played really well. Flyers were able to get the 2-1 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning in a shootout. Then the Flyers faced off against the Florida Panthers. Flyers got a well-earned point against the Florida Panthers, but lost in a shootout. Flyers then came back home to play the Boston Flyers, then faced off against the Boston Bruins, and Boston getting a shutout victory over the Boston Bruins. Then coming home again on a Saturday afternoon, getting to face off against the Boston Bruins. Sam Ersson ended up getting injured. Sam Ersson
Someone is at the front door.
Sam Ersson ended up getting injured. And then the Flyers lost that game to the Boston Bruins. 3-0. Very tough loss for the Philadelphia Flyers. Then after that, Flyers started going on a tear. Flyers started going on a tear. Flyers started going on a tear. Beating the Ottawa Senators, then beating the Buffalo Buffalo Sabres. It then ended up falling short to the Colorado Avalanche, 3-2. Flyers' last victory, and then the Flyers ended up losing to the Carolina Hurricanes, 4-1. And just recently, the Flyers got a victory. Flyers got an overtime victory over the Chicago Blackhawks yesterday. Now, in my opinion, the Flyers are not great. They're okay. They're okay. They're just okay this season. They still have trouble competing against the big teams. They're still in the rebuild. And they still have a lot of young talent to develop. So, Flyers are just okay. They're okay. They're not great. They're not elite. But they're okay. But they'll get better. And I believe that they will get better. As for the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, they were in the same boat, winning the first game of the season, then losing a bunch, and then losing a bunch after that. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms have a tendency to fall behind in games, which means they have to work a lot harder to come back in games. And usually, it's good to be in front. There's a lot of new talent on this Phantoms team. And the Phantoms, they have a tendency to lose big games. They have a tendency to make mistakes in front of the net, causing a turnover, which costs them games at times. In my opinion, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms are subpar this season. But I do think that they can be better and they can get better. That's just how I feel. Now I'm getting to the Reading Royals. They were playing real good at the beginning of the season. But now it seems to be an up and down type of season for them. They win one game, they lose a bunch of games. It's been a theme with them this season. And the fact is that I think goaltending may be an issue. I mean, Petrozelli has been playing well. Gahagan has played well. The new goalie they got before, he was okay, but he still needs to work. The Royals went from being real good in the beginning to really going on a downward spiral this season. It's not a really bad downward spiral, but it's a semi-downward spiral. But I do believe they can also get better, and I believe they need to be better if they want to have any postseason aspirations. So that's just how I feel. The Philadelphia Flyers are okay. The Phantoms are lackluster so far. And the Royals, they really need to be more consistent. That's just how I feel. And that's just my opinion. And that's just how I feel about these teams this season. Now, I think all three of these teams can get better. I think there is room for improvement. And I think these teams are going to improve. I really do. The Flyers might take some time. Phantoms, they might take some time as well. And the Reading Royals, they might need some work as well. But I think if they can improve themselves, I think they can be better. That's just how I feel. I'm Timmy Flyers guy, and I just wanted to talk about how the Philadelphia Flyers, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, and the Reading Royals have been doing so far this season, in my opinion and my ratings on how they've been doing this season. I wanted to be honest. I wanted to have an honest opinion about all three of these teams. Guys, thank you for joining me, and have a good day, everyone.